Good afternoon, and welcome back to another Money Not Math conversation. I'm Drew Erickson, and I'm here talking about money not math because for a few reasons. The tagline came because oftentimes we try to treat money like math, but they aren't the same thing, and they act differently in many cases. And also because we're here to talk about money not math, because even though most people love money, not everyone enjoys math. So with that, it's snowing outside. I'm wearing a polo today, but because of the snow, it might mean two things. One, it's cold. I live in Minnesota, northern Minnesota to be exact. And two, it's probably safe for me to put away my polos and my golf clubs for the year. So if you're like me and you enjoy golfing and wearing comfortable polos rather than dress clothes during the summer, then it's kind of sad. But the reason why I'm actually here to talk to you today is because the World Series starts today, and it's between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Los Angeles Dodgers, I believe. Gosh, if I got that wrong, that'd be embarrassing. And the reason why I bring that up is because both of these teams are completely different in how they're made up and how they planned for their teams, but they both got to the same spot, and that's the World Series championship competition for baseball. And why is that important for Money Not Math? It's important because everyone, or it's because everyone may want to retire, but not everyone's situation looks the same. So not everyone should plan the same way. All right. So what I mean by that is the Dodgers are one of the richest teams in all of baseball. They spend the most, they're in the top 3 to 5 in the amount they spend on their players every year. And that's how in addition to their analytics and good signings and building a supremely talented roster, is how they got to the World Series. The Rays, on the other hand, are one of the lowest expensive teams, so they spend one of the least amounts on their players, I believe. I haven't looked at the stats recently, but I know they're not in the top 10. And they depend almost entirely on analytics and putting together a team with all the right pieces that fit in the right places and drafting well and things like that. So if you're not a baseball fan, hopefully you've gotten through that part of the analogy, but bear with me. The reason why this is important is because there are many ways to get to retirement, and there's many ways to build a successful retirement, but it's impossible for one, if you don't build a plan, but it's also impossible to do it like everyone else. All right. We can't base our retirement planning based off of what everyone else is doing. All right. Everyone else's financial background, everyone else's financial goals, and everyone else's financial wherewithal are different. So if the Rays try to build their team like the Dodgers, it's just not going to work. If the Dodgers try to build their team like the Rays, well, it would probably work. It would work differently, that's for sure. But the point is, how are you building your specific financial plan for you? Do you understand what it is that you believe, and how are you applying that to your planning? For example, I believe hardworking people deserve to have more control of their financial future, more access to their money, and more security in retirement. I love our country, but I don't believe our government should control our financial future at all, right? So with that, I apply that to everything I do for my personal planning and with the planning I do for my clients. Now, if you don't believe those things, we probably shouldn't work together, and that's okay. But the point is how are you applying your beliefs and your financial background and your financial goals to your personal planning? Or are you trying to just take what your parents did or what your friends did or what you read somewhere and applying it to your life and hoping that it works out for the best? Are you just taking some book that you read that was written to a millions of people by someone who might not even be licensed to give you advice and applying it to your life directly? All right. So again, the whole point of this conversation today is not one specific planning strategy, but instead to understand that there are many different ways to get to to a goal, whether that's to retire at a certain age or with a certain amount or with a certain retirement income. But we have to understand that if we don't build a plan in the beginning that revolves around our values and our beliefs, it's going to be really hard to get there, right? If we build a plan around other people's values and other people's goals and other people's beliefs, it may not work out very well for you. So just like the Rays and the Dodgers did it differently to get to the World Series, you and those you know should likely do it differently as well. So I strongly challenge and encourage you to build a personalized financial plan for you based off your financial goals, your financial beliefs, and your financial situation. All right, so that's today's Money Not Math conversation. Hopefully today's conversation brought you value. Hopefully everyone out there is staying warm. and isn't too sad to be putting away the golf clubs until next year, hopefully earlier rather than later. All right, that's all for today's conversation. Please do reach out and let me know if you have questions or thoughts. I really always appreciate it when I hear from those who take the time to watch and or listen to these Money Not Math conversations. I hope you have a great day, and I'll look forward to talking to you again soon. Bye.